Hello, it has been a while, and I wanted to make sort of a life update video. And I tried before in my studio. That was a little bit too early. I looked at the footage and it was mostly mumbling and stumbling and not really a comprehensive story. So I figured, why not make it at this really beautiful spot? As I'm in Scotland right now, I'm on Isle of Skye. I'm walking the Skye Trail. I'll talk about that a little bit later in the video. And I wanted to just show you this beautiful backdrop. We're at day 6, I believe. And in total, it's a 7-day. We're at day 5, and it's a 7-day trail. We're at Trottenes Ridge, if you're familiar with Isle of Skye, and it's just these beautiful mountains with the ridges on top of which you walk. And in Scotland, it's permitted to wild camp everywhere, which is amazing. So we've been wild camping and backpacking everywhere. So we just set up our tent. It's about almost 7. And I am just sitting in this quiet cliff area. But that's Scotland so far. I'm going to be back next week. This week? It's Sunday. Next week, I'm going to be back. And as you may have read, I had like a really big loss to grief. Honestly, grief is just the right word. I'm not sure if I even started grieving yet. I think a little bit. I was expecting like a lot of cries during this holiday, and there were a few, but not that many. But it's yeah, I know. I don't know. It's kind of been going up, and I noticed that right before we went on this holiday, I was not feeling that great. I was honestly feeling really stressed out by organizing stuff. And I just really needed a break, even though I already was taking a break. So this holiday, we already had this holiday planned. It just came right in time. And yeah, it's been slowly going up. So I noticed my dad passed away on March 1st, and it is now half April. I noticed that in the beginning there was just nothing and I was fine, and then slowly some curiosity tried to come back and some creativity, and I've done different projects. I cleaned our house. I think that's like the first thing you do. I reupholstered and painted our dining chairs. We did like the hallway closet as well. And then we had this trip that we could plan for, because we didn't know until the very last moment if we could go. We really only knew like 1.5 weeks before, something like that. And we were kind of expecting we couldn't. So I'm really happy that we could. And really the last 2 weeks or so, I've been trying to work a little bit as well. I'm not expecting myself to really be productive, but I have to get back to work at some point, because I work for myself, so the savings are gone. And there's only, I've been able to support myself for quite some time, but then at some point you have to ask for help, and you also have to just start doing something again. So I have some client jobs in May. I have a market as well, some live illustration. I've postponed all my creative workshops. I think I have the first one half May, which is good, and then the second one in June. And originally they would be like 2 months before, but I was just not feeling it. So I postponed all of those, which was good. And I have been writing as well. Not creative writing, but actually very practical writing, which I'm really enjoying so far. And it's based on the video series that I already posted, and I'm going to post after this as well. It's about starting your creative business. I know it feels like a weird time to post videos like that, because like whatever is going on in the world, who cares about starting your own business? But it still feels like it's going to be relevant this year or next year or the year after. So it's more like a thing that I want to build on, and a thing that I think is, it's just something that I like growing, like creating. And based on those videos, based on those scripts, I'm actually writing a book. And it's more of a, I rewrote all the scripts and added a lot of stuff in there as well. And I am not finished yet, but I am really enjoying it so far. It's been a lot of fun to have these really practical things, but then incorporate them with your own personal stories. So I'm excited to show that to you later, and I'll probably announce it in the first Start Your Business video that comes up. It's about like the financial side of the creative business. I've been off social media so far, so I've been like responding to some comments lately, but Instagram just feels like, oh, I don't like it, and I don't like the direction it's going, so I'm just keeping it down there somewhere. And I'm honestly unsure if I want to go back there. I feel like I like this place a lot more. I can share an update like this, and that feels cool, but I'm not going to do that there, because I have to cut it up into like 16 different videos. So I've been really enjoying not using it for the last 1.5 months. So I might just stay that way, but don't keep me to it. It might just be like good for my business, but I'm not sure. I've been enjoying not sharing every tiny detail every moment of the day. And I guess that's also, I did send a newsletter, and that's something that I did enjoy. It was also something, just things that made me happy during grieving. And it was nice to just write that. But yeah. Well, I can tell you a little bit about our trip. We are on Isle of Skye, and the first time I did a multiple day hiking trip was when I was 19, so that is 12 years ago. It was the same backpack as this, and I have all the patches. I love collecting patches, but this bag really needs a replacement after this trip, because the zippers are breaking down and the waterproofing is also breaking down. So I really need to get a replacement for that, and I'm probably just gonna transfer all the patches to the new bag. But yeah, I did a solo trip there, and that was like a life-changing solo trip. I don't know, I still don't remember what got into me that I wanted to do a solo hiking trip, but I think it was that everyone around me, around that age, they were going to like South America or Southeast Asia, and they were gonna go backpacking for like 3 months. But I always thought that I wanted that, but then I found out I actually did not really like that. So I got into hiking. Not that I walked at home. I didn't enjoy that, because like Holland is flat, there's nothing. But I did really like mountains, and I never really hiked with my parents or anything. So I really don't know where I got it from, but I just had it, like, I was set on this idea, like, okay, I'm going to go to Scotland and I'm going to go walk the West Highland Way. So that's what I did when I was 19. And that was my first trip. And then after that, I went to Sweden, the Hoka Kustelede. I went to Norway with people that I met in Sweden. And I later went with my roommate to Iceland, which was only a few years ago. And then I met my partner, with which I'm walking this hike now as well. And we did the King's Trail, the Kungsleden, about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. And now this is our second big trip. So we have like a nicer tent together. We bought a new sleeping mat, like a double sleeping mat, which is great. And we bring all the food. I think we have packs of about like, maybe without water, it's like 15 kilos or so. And the process for the food it's actually fun because I borrowed this drying oven from a friend who's a cook. And you just make the food, and it's like a big pan. And then you put it in this drying oven for 16 to 20 hours. And it becomes this shrunken mass of food that is way lighter. And then here, since you don't have to carry all the moisture, you just put it in boiling water and just cook it for, I don't know, like 5 minutes or so, or steam it. And then it's suddenly nice food again. And honestly, anything is nice when you are walking 20 kilometers a day up and down. Anything tastes good. So that's what we're doing as well. We started actually from south to north. We started in Broadford, if that means anything to you. And then on the second day, we did a really cool thing, which was also very, very scary. But we passed this mountain, which is called the Blaven or the Blabijn. Not sure how to pronounce it exactly, and I also don't know where the name comes from. And we weren't supposed to go up there. But then we walked past, and I have skipped on mountains, and I've regretted it still. I did not go up Ben Nevis when I walked the West Highland Way because I was too tired. Then I could not go up the Kebnekaise in the Kungsleden because the weather was too bad. I did go up in Iceland with the Logavega Trail to the glacier, but it was terrible weather, so you couldn't see anything, which was also not a mountain. It was more like a glacier. So we were standing there and I was just like, okay, I'm going to regret this if we don't go. So we did go, and it was really cool, but it was also so scary. And if I had seen a video of someone walking it, which was actually more like scrambling up rocks, and then a really, really, really scary part of almost bouldering with a pack on top of a summit with nothing below you, I would not have gone. And that part was actually interesting because I think I'm not scared that much, but I am. I've the scariest I've been so far has been in nature while hiking, and this was one of those times. I was standing on these rocks, and I did not dare to go up, and my partner was already up. And I was talking to him, and suddenly this English couple was behind us. And I said like, oh, it's going to take a while. And they were like, take your time. And they kept going closer, and I was still not moving. And they were standing behind me, and I was like, this is really the only way. And this guy says, yes, this is the Bitter Ridge. And I just you have to decide at that moment, like, am I going back? Because that is also not fun. Or am I going like through this fear, and am I gonna go up? So I did go up. There were a few scary parts, and then there was this hellish descent of mud, and just not a descent you want. So we were really, really tired. I think it was 11 kilometers from the map that we have. and it took like 9 hours or so. The summit was like 926 meters, and I'm gonna show you some pictures here. It was really crazy. There was snow when we were going up, and then it cleared for a little bit, so we could see everything around us, and it was really, really beautiful. Like the photos and the videos do not do it justice, but it was really nice. So I'm really glad that we went. But it was really scary, and I'm never doing it again. And then we had a few quiet days until today. This is supposed to be the most beautiful part. And this is also the reason we walked from south to north, because we didn't want to go from north to south, because otherwise you'd have this part of the trail on the second day. And it's supposed to be the hardest part of the trail. But honestly, I think our mountain was the hardest part. It has to be. That was really difficult. So, yeah, that's why we're walking from north to south. And I guess that's all I wanted to say. That was the hiking nerd thing as well. And no, there's one more thing, actually. There's one more thing. If you've seen my plan video, my plan with me video, or like goals for 2025, which I'm sure nothing will be made this year. That's completely fine, but well, whatever. You might have seen that one of my goals was to put my mental health first, and a thing that I'm going to do from May is actually starting a diagnosis. Because I have been suspecting since about a year that I might be autistic, and it just all falls into place. And I am really hoping to like document those feelings. I've started that already as well, and I want to share more about that later, but not now. I want to go through the diagnostic program first. I was doubting to even bring it up first, but I don't know. There's been so much that why not? And yeah, I'm starting in May, and it should take about 10 to 12 weeks, but it kind of depends, because I know I'm also going through other stuff. So they told me, like, take all the time you need. If you go through one session and you feel like you need more time, we're just going to pause it, and then we're going to go through another session. So I'm not sure how long that takes, but we'll see. And I feel why I want to get a diagnosis is because it feels really important, and it feels like I want to make sense of myself, and I want to understand myself. And it's not like you need one, but for me personally, I feel like I really want to go into that process. And I'm going to find out. So, yeah, that is really it. I'm going to go to my partner now, because he is very hungry and he wanted to eat before I filmed this video, but I wanted the light. So I'm going to go there, eat our dried food, and I will see you when I am back in the Netherlands. Hello, cutie.